Jonathan, we talk about risk endlessly on the CISO series. And I had a discussion with some of your colleagues earlier about the concept of systemic risk, or the risk that doesn't directly affect you, but affects your partners or people you work with. And therefore, if it affects them, it affects you.
Our new perimeter is really our vendors. So, when something happens with them or with one of their vendors, that tends to affect us in an adverse way, as we all know.
Where are these non-traditional risks coming from, and what do we need to pay attention to?
Most of us have put a lot of thought into third-party risk. The non-traditional stuff tends to come maybe from the fourth or the fifth parties that we don't know about. The other non-traditional risks that we tend to look at now, post things like SolarWinds, the stuff that we were mostly concerned with vendors who had our data when we were talking third-party risk. And now we need to look at not only who has our data, but who is putting data onto our systems.
Let me ask, how difficult is it for you to track all of this?
It can be very challenging. Obviously, it's much easier for us to specifically monitor vendors that someone tells us about, and we can do some things to go that next layer to figure out the fourth parties and that sort of stuff. But it is a challenge. It's really tough to know that a company is using a printing vendor in Des Moines, Iowa, just by looking at them from the outside. And that's where I think the practitioners are really the key to unlocking this whole thing.
Let's take the example of the printer in Des Moines, Iowa. How are you sort of revealing what those fourth and fifth party risks are?
When we work with our customers, we can help them to say, okay, what stuff matters to you? And then when you're assessing that vendor, go find out who the ink provider is. If that's something that is, maybe an operational dependency for you, and then you can monitor them as well. We could do other sorts of things, and then we can start to layer together other data, layer that together with maybe you have some data on them that they're not all that great in the financial world either. So if we know that they're kind of lousy security controls, they're more apt to get hit by ransomware or a breach. And if they don't have the finances to be able to recover from that sort of thing, we know that that's a problem. That's something you want to focus in on.
We are going to be discussing this very, very issue of non-traditional cyber risk this Friday. And all the information that you need to know and the link to register for the Super Cyber Friday is in wherever the heck you see this video posted. So here's all the information. Come join us this Friday.